Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well. So in today's video I am doing a one palette two looks kind of thing. So I've done this before and I actually haven't done it in quite a while. I think the first one that I did was with another Beautybay palette. I think it was the Book of Magic one, so I did like a blue look and a green look. I don't think it will be that difficult with this palette. So it's the new Romantic palette that came out in February. It is currently one of my favourite palettes ever. It is absolutely gorgeous. I've spoken about it so many times on my channel before, so this is what the palette looks like. I have done a couple of looks with it before, but I wanted to see if I could just experiment a little or do something a little bit different, and then after that I'll do kind of like the rest of my face either off camera or off camera depending on how long the video is. So yeah, like I mentioned, this came out in February of this year, so 2021, and Beautybay are one of my favourite brands when it comes to like their own makeup, because mostly they're known for distributing other makeup, but then they have their own brand now and their palettes are, for me, absolutely fantastic. I love pretty much everything that they've come out with that I've tried, so far they're doing pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna start on my eyes. I don't have anything on there, I don't have any tape because I'm just gonna like wing it basically, because I thought of this last night before I was going to bed and I was like, I haven't done one of these videos in quite a while, so I thought let's do it today. So I'm going to start off with a nice transition shade. So the shade I'm going to go in first is Flamingo, which is, sorry, just here. So I'm going to use that on just this side first, and then what I'll do, I'll complete this eye and then I'll go on to the next one. So Flamingo, picked it up nicely on a Beautybay brush as well. So let's just start this off. This was one of my monthly favourites as well, this palette, so you guys know that I love it. Basically, I try and not just put everything in my monthly favourites, but I mean this palette is insanely gorgeous. I haven't even seen that many reviews online about it. I just really wanted to get it, and I think I bought it when I was not having a good day and I was like, I need to treat myself to some makeup, and then I purchased this and I never looked back. So now we're gonna go on to, let's go in with Milkshake just here. So this is, you can see this eye is going to be a very like pink a very pink toned look, which is fine because I never do pink looks because it's not one of my favorite shades, but it's one that I appreciate. I remember when I was growing up, I never wore anything pink because I was just like, nope, pink is a horrible color, and it was like too girly for me. I remember because when I grew up, I was a bit more of a, I know a lot of people hate the word, like tomboy kind of look. I know now, in like the 21st century, a lot of, you know, pronouns and stuff very different, and you know, things like that, but that was what we used to call it back in the day. Like I'm such an old woman, oh my god. But like in the 90s that was kind of the thing. And yeah, so anytime I wore pink was either if I was being forced to, or forced against my will for wearing pink. Because you know, if I had to go to a wedding or something, I'd have any pink in my clothes and I'm like, oh, do I have to, and things like that. So I'm slowly appreciating pink as an adult. So anyway, let's go now onto another shade. So we're gonna go in with Muffin, just ever so slightly here, so I can actually do the edges just slightly. I'm gonna use the same brush because I'm not going in too heavy with that shade. So we're gonna just tap, if I can get any. I think I've tapped too lightly. So, okay. We're just going in slowly. And the thing is, with like the collection that I have, I can do so many of these types of videos where I'm like, oh, you know, two looks with one palette. And I mean, I don't know why I haven't done more of them, but I will maybe in the future, because the other ones that I did seem to do quite okay on my channel, like everything does okay basically. So yeah, I might have to do more. So that's just kind of given a a little bit of a darker tone, I guess. So I am now going to go in with a shimmer, just so we can kind of move on to the next eye without being here all week. I'm going to go in with Queen, actually, which is this one just here. So it's a gorgeous shimmer, and I'm just going to take it very slowly because I know these shimmers can be quite soft. So I'm going to take it very slowly on my eye here. That doesn't seem to have worked. I might use a bit of a spray, wet my brush slightly. Good thing I have another type of primer today, because I'll just use that on there. Okay, so it's made a bit of a difference, so let's see. Oh yeah, that's worked, most definitely. Just going to bring that up. It feels weird doing just one eye, obviously, because the other one's going to be different. But obviously when I do my looks, I'm so used to doing it both at the same time. But we're good. Okay, and so I'm just going to blend these two in together so they don't look so harsh. But I'm going with the first brush, which had Flamingo on it. So I'm just blending that. It's looking nice. I must say, I need to add a bit more shimmer, but we're almost there. Perfect. Okay. That's quite a nice look, to be honest. It's not a bit too over the top. It's got a nice subtle pink to it, and the shimmer is pretty damn gorgeous. So we're going to move on to the other eye because we're going to be here forever if I keep on just, you know, going at it. So let's do, what kind of other look are we doing today? I might have to do a bit of a darker look just to see how they both look. I know I'll look crazy all day because I'm going to leave some of it on, most of it on for my work day, but it's all good. So I'm going to go now first in with Smoothie, which is just here, and I have used this shade before. It's a very gorgeous shade. And again, tapping off any excess because there is a lot of fallout in this palette as well. So it's not always a bad thing, but if you want to keep your palette clean, or if you've already put on your base, make sure you do tap off any excess, because it will go onto your face and then it might ruin your look. So okay, that's very nice. It's a nice strong colour to start off with. I know it's slightly similar to Flamingo, but I think Smoothie, because it's a darker shade, it kind of a bit more of a punch to it. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, so that is the first shade done, and then now we're gonna go another brush. Good thing I brought a lot of brushes with me, because obviously these looks will take a lot of brushes. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit darker now. So I'm gonna go in with Mars, which is just here, and I'm gonna dip here, and then we're gonna kind of, again, quite similar to how I did my first look, which is a bit of a darker corner, but I'm not going to go a bit further with it and just bring it into my crease, really. Okay, you can see the kind of the pigment in this palette is insane. And the thing is, because I don't even have any eyeshadow base on top, normally if I do have a base, it is going to be a lot more like punchy, but I felt like we didn't really need one today with this palette. So far looking good. I know it's a bit difficult to see the difference at the moment, but hopefully if I add a few more different shades, it will be an obvious difference. Okay, so I have to keep on stopping and starting. There's a lot of noise in my area compared to normal this morning, so I'm just gonna stop and start if that's okay. So as you can see, I have just made it just a little bit darker than Smoothie initially was. So then now, with because Mars did add a nice kind of like cool tone to it, so I'm gonna now go in. I feel like, do I want to be a bit risky and go with ink, like go with black and maybe use it on my kind of make it like a liner type of thing. Let's see what happens, because obviously it can work and not work, so pray for me. And I'm going to do it very slowly because like I said, I could really mess this up, but I'm hoping it will be okay. I've never really done anything like this before, because I know a lot of people use black shadow as a liner, so it's a very good idea if I'm not going to be using an actual eyeliner today. So this is good by itself. All right, that's pretty nice how that's came out. I did make a bit of a mess, so let's clean that up. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. Something a little bit different for me, because I never not I'm saying it's finished. That'll be very quick. But just, yeah, something a little bit different, and I'm going to add a bit of a shimmer on the top, so it's not just an all matte look, because that's just 2 shades. So I feel like let's add a little shimmer on top just to make it feel a little bit more loved. So I'm going to go in with maybe a bit of Royal, which is a purple shimmer. So I'm just throwing any shade any shade I look at, I'm like, yeah, I'll have that one. So I'm going to tap it just slightly here, so it's a bit up. Purple is very pigmented, very nice. Okay. Be very careful when you use certain shades, because they can just completely change your look, and I feel like maybe this purple has probably changed that kind of base slightly, but it's still very pigmented. Yeah, it's a very nice shade. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. And I know this is like the randomest look ever, but I think it looks okay, to be honest. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so that's pretty much the 2 different looks that I wanted to do. Obviously I'm going to put on the rest of my face, and then we'll see how we go from there. So I'm going to start off with my oat milk, just because it is, I mean, the weather's been very humid recently, so I'm just going to add some of this slightly, just so it's not too much on my skin, because the medicine that I'm using at the moment does really help my skin like soften out a bit. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my last video where I talk about my rosacea update, so you get to see what meds I was kind of prescribed and just everything like that. So in case you're wondering why my face is so red, I'm not blushing, I promise. I'm going to go in with a primer now, so I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Illuminating Primer Mist. I've only used this once, and I feel like I should use it again, obviously, so I'm just going to go over my eyes. Oh god, I completely forgot how powerful it was. Yeah, that was like proper straight, that was like proper strong, a bit like hairspray. It doesn't smell like hairspray, thankfully. So I'm gonna let that settle in for just a moment, and then I know I'm going through this really quickly, but obviously the base of my makeup is not as important as the 2 different eye looks that I've done. So, and when I say different eye looks, this is like for my type of skills, because I'm not a big kind of makeup, I'm not a makeup artist. I do makeup for fun, and this is a very big hobby of mine, so I'm learning, in case you haven't seen any of my videos before. So I'm just going with my foundation, and this is actually, I forgot to mention it, it's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour matte cover in the shade Vanilla Rose, one of my favorite foundations. I think it's almost finished, because it's easier to tell in these squeezy tubes, because obviously if you can't get much out, that means it's almost finished. So I look forward to finishing a few more products soon. I'm also doing my project pan this year, which obviously we're over 6 months now, but I did do a video of my update, and I know I've neglected some of the products which I am using today, but one of the main products that I've ignored is my eyeshadow. So I think soon I might do like 2 looks of one palette on that one, even though it is a very mini palette, but I just need to start using it again. And I believe you still can purchase it as an eyeshadow, so if anyone was interested in the palette, I could do a video on that, so we see if that works. So now I'm just going to settle everything down with one of my NUA powders. Yeah, just nice and standard setting powder. I mean, now that you can see, I actually have a bit more stability on my face, as in like the foundation, you can actually see the eyes much better now, because I feel like without the foundation you couldn't see them that well, and now you can because it's all covered with white or pale, as I like to call it, pale. So now I am going in with my Project Pan, which is my blush, and I can tell I'm doing quite well on this because I can see the kind of I can see, like, kind of not really see, but I can see, or I have like an instinct that it will be used very soon, which I'm happy about because that means I can use more products in my Project Pan to kind of use up. Okay, I know a lot of people tend to do like different base looks compared to their eyes as well. I'm not gonna do that because I don't have all day. I do have work later, so I need to not be so careful on it all. But yeah, my highlighter, I'm going with my Wet n Wild highlighter, which is also part of my Project Pan, but I've had this for such a long time and I can tell it's so old because the lid is breaking off, so I need to be quite careful with that because I don't want to have a Project Pan and no lid. So, well, with any of my products, I don't just want a lid on them, so it would be handy. And I'm just going to quickly go in with my lips because I thought I would just do a neutral lip because I knew I'd be doing 2 different eye looks. So I'm going in with my Flower Beauty matte liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Rosewood. So I'm going to do this off camera and I'll be back. Okay, so yeah, this is my finished look with my 2 different eye looks. Let me show you them kind of separately. So this is the first side that I did, which is kind of more of a pink tone and a little bit more kind of neutral-ish. And then you have the other side, which is a little bit more colourful. I know it's a mess, it's not amazing, but obviously I've got my purple, and then I've got the black eyeliner that I use with the shadow. And just kind of a darker tone to kind of smoke everything out a bit. So let me know what your favourite side is. I know they're not 100% different, but working with a palette that is kind of quite similar in itself, sometimes a bit difficult for me, but I'm getting there. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want me to do more of these videos because I would love to. It's quite fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on my social medias because I'm always active on there, and I do have a second Instagram page where I do kind of like swatches of my makeup. And yeah, I hope you're doing well, hope you're having a very good week, and I hope to see you very soon. Goodbye.